Welcome to the second episode of the 12squared podcast by Basenode. Today's guest is Dixon Tobiloba, an accountant, business advisor, and freelancer. He will tell us a lot about how to use crypto in your business and also the situation in his home country of Nigeria. Welcome to the 12 Square podcast by Basenode. In this second episode, I'm going to talk to Dixon Tobiloba, a freelancer from Nigeria and expert in using cryptocurrencies. Dixon, how are you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you, Felix, for having me.
Can you give us a short introduction about what you do and who you are?
Yeah, you've already mentioned my name, but let me go ahead and say that again. My name is Dixon Tobiloba.
Yeah.
And I've been a freelancer for over a year now. So I help people who have business ideas to write down their business plans. I help small business enterprises to draft a management account and some similar reports. So in terms of education, I have the background in finance, and I'm also a student of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. So I think that's pretty much what I do for a living. I help businesses grow by helping them with their accounting processes. And then for those that have ideas, I help to write business plans, composite ones and brief business plans. I think that's just it. Thank you.
All right, cool. So since you were a freelancer for 1 year now, you have been in touch with cryptocurrencies and receiving payments in cryptocurrencies, right?
Yeah.
What kind of how did the switch from fiat currency to cryptocurrencies work for you? What was your way of getting into crypto?
I reside in Nigeria here, and over time, I've had to reach more potential clients. So in the process of doing this, I had some setbacks in receiving payments. At a point, I had to set up a PayPal account, and in terms of receiving my money and it being credited to my account, took a longer period.
Yeah.
In terms of me finally receiving the money into my bank account here in Nigeria, took even more longer. So I started exploring alternative ways of international payment, and then somehow cryptocurrency was the best in terms of saving value, in terms of prompt receipt of payment. So yes, that's exactly how I discovered cryptocurrency, and I realized that if I do a gig for someone in South Africa, I can get my money. Once I submit that gig, I can get my money within 24 minutes, not 24 hours.
Yeah.
So I just need to send my cryptocurrency address, and then he sends my money to me in minutes. And because cryptocurrency is banned here in Nigeria, I can't withdraw the money directly to my bank account, but I can also find a peer-to-peer that is someone who also wants to buy what I already have. And everything takes place within maximum 30 minutes. I have my money in my account and I can use it for what I want to do. Yeah, I think that answers.
Yeah. So what is the current situation in Nigeria in detail? How can we, as somebody who are not living there, imagine this?
At the moment in Nigeria, you can't go on, say, let's say Coinbase now, and purchase coin, using your bank account details as you would in Germany or any part of the world that cryptocurrency is not banned. What we do here is we have platforms that encourages peer-to-peer trading. One of these platforms is Binance. Someone can list a trade, and they would list it at the price, at their preferred price. Usually it's a black market price, so it's far above what you would ordinarily pay for it.
Right.
And the situation here is not so bad. Some people are profiting from it tremendously, in terms of the market, being an underground market, if I can use that word.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what we have here. We are operating outside the regulatory, authority. It's just a fear by banks, and at the moment, in fact, the Central Bank of Nigeria tried bringing in their own cryptocurrency. They called it e-naira. So it's more of politics. People are trying to safeguard their own interest, because they realize that money is leaving the financial institutions and is going to some guys like Luno. Luno is very popular in Nigeria. I don't know if you've heard of Luno.
No.
It's also a cryptocurrency exchange. So they are realizing that these guys are taking money that are in deposit accounts, in fixed accounts, in savings account, and people are actually converting it to cryptocurrency, and they are holding it with these exchanges. So it's just a situation of fear. So I think that pretty much says the situation of cryptocurrency in Nigeria. Thank you.
What are the difficulties apart from that in using cryptocurrencies as a freelancer? What kind of pitfalls have you encountered?
There are pretty some situations where, if I used PayPal, for instance, I say, okay, send me the money and hold it for 7 days, and I have a screenshot of my transaction. Situations like that to prevent my client from not paying me. So I've had situations where I did a beautiful job, and I sent it to the client, and I sent my BTC wallet address. That's my Bitcoin wallet address, and somehow this guy never sent any BTC.
Yeah.
I reached out to this guy, and so what I'm just trying to say is the issue of trust. It can be a problem when the person you are dealing with, is not so straightforward, and there is nothing to bank on. Apart from that, the accounting aspect, I'm still growing at the moment. I have a little client base that I try as much as possible to deliver my best.
Yeah.
And so I'm still growing, but over time, let's say I've been on this for like 16 months now. So I'm looking at another 10 months. Then there will be need to account for my transactions. For example, if I did a particular service and I want to call it, okay, revenue from this, revenue from that, and then I can also have my expenses, so much like, but I've not reached that point yet. So those are the two things that I'm concerned about, because there are times that I try to say, okay, what did I spend this money on? Who did I send this thing to? And it's just memory, and I don't want to start going and be looking at a bunch of wallet addresses, and start thinking. So I think those are just the two things. The issue of there is no guarantee that if you do a deal with someone, there's likely that you send the product, and sometimes I would say, okay, give me 50% before I start, and then 50% when I send you the final product. Sometimes I use some watermark, to make this service, or I send the documents and encrypt it. All those things are things that I do to make sure that I get my payment in terms of BTC. Sometimes some clients I've met, they are not so savvy about digital currency, so they still prefer to use PayPal, Venmo, and some other third-party payments. So I think that's pretty much it.
Right. You touched on crypto accounting, right? You wanted an accounting solution. Why is that important to you?
Um, let's say I have 10 active clients and I have my expenses running up. Even at the moment, even though I'm operating at a small scale, I can barely track some of the money that leaves my, let's say some of the cryptocurrencies that leave my account. And because of that, sometimes I'm like, am I actually earning money? Because I'm not seeing any balance available, you know.
Yeah.
So it actually questions me personally, like my I would like a situation where I can actually keep track of my payments. Okay, I'm making progress. It's just little progress. And okay, this month there are some times when I do some jobs and some clients are not satisfied with what I do, and I have to do a refund. You know, I want to keep track on all those refund, expenses, revenue. So my excuse is I'm still operating at a small scale, so I can struggle. But like I said, in another 10 months, is something that I don't want to be struggling with. You know, I
Yeah.
think that's
Yeah, I mean, Base Note. So the company of that actually did this podcast. They were founded. We were founded with you guys like you in mind. Like with people who actually get a lot of cryptocurrency transactions in and just have to keep an overview of anything, right? So this is what we strive to do all the entire time. What is your
yeah.
outlook on freelancers, especially in the global scale, using cryptocurrencies? Like, will it grow in its size, or will it stay reserved to some freelancers? What do you think?
Um, last year around this time, I wouldn't have accepted cryptocurrency for any service I provided. Are you with me? Like if somebody said, "Okay, can I send you crypto?" Like I'm saying last year around this time, I wouldn't have accepted it.
Yeah.
But I can see what 12 months has done to me. So I can only imagine what another 12 months would do. I won't be surprised if next year Fiverr added cryptocurrency as a means of withdrawing payments. I won't be so surprised. You know, it's something that PayPal is currently working on, and some other platforms. So it is natural. The thing about Bitcoin or Ethereum or all these digital assets, they are very, very convenient for those that are savvy about them. So it will always grow, and more freelancers would accept it. Why? Some freelancers I've met are in part of the world that they still don't have access to PayPal. In
Yeah.
fact, sometimes I receive payments on behalf of some freelancers using PayPal because in their host country they don't have, and then I have to now convert. I will now give them the equivalent in cryptocurrency. That's what I do sometimes. So people would accept cryptocurrency because they can easily sell it to anybody anywhere in the world. The transaction cost is lower. Imagine you doing, for example, now if you are sending BNB to a BNB wallet address, sending, let's say, 200 BNB, and your transaction cost is $5 or below. That's awesome. So
Right.
I know how much I've spent on transaction cost on PayPal when I want to withdraw my funds, when I want to send money, when someone sends me money. I know what I'm talking about. And nobody likes to dash any third party payment system free money. I don't think so. It is bound to grow as more and more people get to know about cryptocurrency, as more and more clients prefer to use cryptocurrency as a means of payment, then it will grow. It's just the question is that, as I previously said, trust. So building in encrypted documents, passwording documents, using watermarks, it's just the issue of trust, because there are instances where somebody would send um a cryptocurrency to you, and before the confirmation is done, they can cancel that transaction.
Yeah.
People can be very dubious. So these are things that we face. But then, like when there's a problem, people tend to think towards solving that problem. So all these cryptocurrency, Ethereum, I'm sure they are working on something to encourage, people who send cryptocurrencies to have an element of, yes, even though I don't have an identity of this person, I can still trust that I will be able to at least receive this money back, or things are evolving. So I can't say, but I know for sure that a lot of people will continue to accept cryptocurrency as a means of settling payments.
Right. All right. Which development in the crypto space are you currently most excited about? What interests you the most?
I'm not really I'm not really into that as of now. What I'm just interested in is the current rise in the general level of different cryptocurrency. I think that's my excitement right now. I have a little bit of holdings here and there, so there'll always be more bad news and there'll be good news also. So what I'm just excited about is people are realizing that there are a lot of shortcomings of digital assets, but also the pros are actually more than those shortcomings. So that's why people are adopting it again. There are some market manipulators that we should be concerned about. But then as of now, the market seems to be in a good shape, and I'm actually profiting from it. So yes, I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Any special technical thing, like I told you, I'm a freelancer. That's totally not my area. Thank you.
All right. So last question, where can our listeners find you? Where can they, for example, if they're interested in your services, where can they find you, or just shoot you a message if they're interested in some advice?
Yeah, I'm presently working on a portfolio website, but at the moment, anybody can quickly reach me via my email. So that's dixontobi@yahoo.com. dixontobi@yahoo.com.
Yeah.
DIXONTOBI@yahoo.com.
All right. We will put it in the show notes as well.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Any other way?
I'm passionate about helping, entrepreneurs to draft their business plans that can guide them, business plans that, you can sell to investors or money lenders. Yeah. So it's something I would do. People who have incomplete record, I can help them build a set of management accounts, something that they can show to people. You've been running a business, you feel like it's so small, but you have some transactions that you like to gather and make it look like a complete set of financial accounts. I can help you do that.
All right.
So yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, thank you.
Cool. Thank you very much. It's always like we always care about putting people like you in the spotlight because you guys are out there. You guys are out there working your butt off, and yeah, we just like to meet you and talk about your stories. Thank you that you find the time. And
thank you.
Yeah, to our viewers and listeners, that was the second episode. Next week there's going to be another one, and until then, stay tuned. And thanks everybody for watching.